So today we're gonna do some story time, but because we're in October, we're gonna do some Halloween scary story, real life scary stories that have happened to Aaron and myself.
Halloween's like our favorite holiday besides like Christmas.
I think Halloween beats Christmas for me.
I think Halloween beats everything.
Christmas is too stressful.
It is.
So this, our story, the first scary story we have that happened to Aaron and I was, I think it was what, 5 years ago?
It was a long time ago. It was 5 or 6 years ago. So we are no strangers to small apartments. We've basically lived in studios and one bedrooms our whole lives, like moving out, because we don't need a lot of space. Yeah. So this place it was actually like a junior one bedroom, they called it. And it had like, it was a rectangle, then there was like an alcove. It was just 3 walls. So they couldn't really call it a one bedroom. It was more like a studio one bedroom.
It was like a junior one bedroom, they called it.
Yeah.
We had a queen size bed in there, and that's literally the only thing you could fit in there. Literally, that was it.
Yeah, there was like, what, like this much of walking space?
Yeah, and it was a thin wall that separated the bedroom from the living room. It was like, I don't know, this thick.
You could tell it was a studio and they just converted it by building a wall.
It was a really cool apartment. It was probably one of my favorite ones though.
It was really nice. It was always like, it was like resort living.
Yeah. Anyways, so our story begins in this apartment. It was about like, I want to say it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. I know it was really, really late. And we were both sleeping. And I can sleep through anything. Earthquakes, anything. But Aaron's the complete opposite. He'll wake up from anything. So anyways, but for some reason, I shot up in the middle of the night. And the best way I know how to describe it is that it felt like the wind had opened the sliding door and stepped inside.
It sounds crazy, but that is the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
It's not like spiritual, it wasn't like anything else.
I didn't
it was
think
just
ghost.
More. Yeah, you don't think ghost right away. You think intruder, someone's in here, they just got in, like, bam.
I remember just thinking right away someone was in the apartment because you felt a presence. And I could hear, we had wood floors in that apartment, and you could hear it creaking, and it would going like, it was coming from the sliding door and making its way up the apartment where it would turn around toward me. But I remember just shooting up thinking that someone was in the apartment. I was like, I was trying to rationalize it too. I remember thinking maybe it's Coda, maybe it's, it wasn't Merlin then, but it was another cat. And for some reason, in that apartment, they never slept on our bed. They never.
Yeah.
But for some reason, that night, I remember Coda was pressed against my thigh sleeping. So I knew right away it wasn't the animals. And I could hear the creaking of the wood going closer and closer to us. And I went like this. I was half asleep still, and I was like hitting Aaron. I was like, Aaron, someone's in the apartment. Someone's in the apartment. And I kept doing it, but he wasn't responding to me. And so I couldn't wake him up. And then I remember, because the footprints were getting closer and closer, and I remember thinking Aaron had a baseball bat under the bed.
Because I would like that. Would like that.
He's hood like that. He got it when he was 5 years old. It has his name on it. It's a wood bat. Calm down. But he still has a baseball bat.
Girl gotta protect herself.
And it was under the bed, so I remember instinctively saying like, I gotta go get that bat, or thinking in my head. And so I remember looking from our bedroom, the 3 walls. If you look straight ahead, there's no wall, there's no door. It just leads straight to a hallway, bathroom, and then there's a side entrance from the main house, our apartment. And I looking straight ahead, I remember there was, you can see through everything, but there was just like, it was cloudy. It was like, you knew something was there trying to kill us.
Like a person, an actual person was trying to kill us.
So I scooted up to I was laying down like this, and I scooted up to the edge of the bed to go reach under the bed for the bat. And the best way I know how to describe what happened next was someone went like this to me with an open palm, like that. And all of a sudden, I just knocked down and fell back to sleep, just like this, with like my legs hanging off the edge. And I just instantly went to bed. The next morning, completely forgot about it.
It's like when you wake up from a dream, or when you wake up in the morning and you forget everything you dreamed about the night before.
I was in the kitchen making breakfast and forgot everything. Aaron comes running into the kitchen and says, "Do you remember what happened last night?" And instantly everything, I remembered everything, but I was like, yeah, I remember, but how do you remember? You were asleep.
So, rewind. So, when John was tapping me, I have this really terrifying thing that happens to me. I don't know if anyone else has it out there. I'm sure you do, or if you at least experienced it once in your lifetime. It's called sleep paralysis. So I get it. I haven't got it for a while, actually a couple months, but...
You're gonna get it tonight now.
Stop! Don't say that! Don't... So, sleep paralysis is when you are actually asleep. Like, I think the technical way they describe it is when your like mind is still going, but your body shuts down. So like your body falls asleep, but your mind is still going. So it feels kind of like you are. Have you ever seen that movie Awake, where Jessica Alba's like awake during all of her surgery? You're basically paralyzed.
No, that wasn't the movie.
Oh. Kind of.
No, it was her
paralysis.
boyfriend who was Hayden Christensen.
Oh, I'm thinking of something else then. Anyways, sleep paralysis is when your body is asleep and your mind keeps going, so you're really paralyzed, but you're aware of everything and you know what's going on around you. So, when John was tapping me at that moment, when he was like, shit, someone's in the house, I was in my sleep paralysis and I was like, oh my God, I can't move, I can't move, I can't move. I wanted to move so bad. I wanted to move so bad because I had the exact same feelings and I heard the exact same things.
At the same exact
time.
time.
John did, at the same time as he was doing it. I can feel him going like, trying to wake me up and I was like, how do I tell him? I gotta tell him. So all of a sudden when John is actually doing the thing where he's like, he's disappeared now. I don't even know what's going on with John anymore. He's probably asleep again and I'm just like still there paralyzed like, fuck, this is it. This is the end. I'm dead. Right?
So this is right after I felt this and fell asleep.
Knocked out. Right after John knocks out. I'm paralyzed and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, something grabs my foot. I kid you not. Something grabs my foot, or this force pulls me to the edge of the bed really fast, and I don't remember anything that happened after that.
That's so scary.
It's terrifying.
I've told the story to a couple people. Some people think it's aliens, some people think it's ghosts, some people think it was just...
I don't even know I don't know what it would be, but I just know that you can't make that feeling up when you get pulled like that. I always watch stupid poltergeist movies or like Paranormal Activity. I'm like, look at the person flying over there. It's so funny. It's so funny to me. It's like, that doesn't happen. People don't go flying. I wasn't flying. It just really felt like just someone pulled me to the edge of the bed. And it's weird. You feel that feeling and you know what happened, but you can't explain it. It was so scary.
I mean, even though I didn't see anything, I remember seeing something cloudy, and I remember knowing there was an energy there, like you just know that someone's in the room. And I know that I felt something go like this, and I don't know why I think open palm, but that's the best way I can feel like.
To describe that feeling?
Yeah. It was an open palm, and someone went like this to me, and all of a sudden I went to bed.
We actually found out, what was it? I think it was like a month later.
It was a couple months later.
Oh, it was a couple months later.
Well, because I had gone to see a psychic like a week before this happened. Not even a week, it was 2 days before. And
was she doing a past life regression?
Yeah, it was the second time I went to go see her. It was a really cool experience when going to see her, but whatever. I went there and I asked for a past life regression and to see what I was in my past life, everything.
It's so interesting and so much fun. You should try it.
Because she said me and Aaron were connected and blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I went to go do it, and she said, so basically how it works is I'm going to meditate every night for about a week. And every night when I meditate, she said it's like she sees a door. And every night when she meditates, she's able to see a little bit more through that door. And she does it until she can gather enough of that story to tell me what my past life was. Because the door leads to, my past lives. That was 2 days before this happened to Aaron and I. But I hadn't connected that. She was looking into my past life at that time. But I hadn't, even that night, she was looking into my past life. And months later, still hadn't connected the story. I had seen another psychic. I told her, I was like, hey, this is what happened to me. I said nothing about the first psychic, nothing about getting a past life regression. I just told her about the experience of what happened to us that night. And she looked at me, she's like, hold on. She like looks away for like 2 minutes straight, in silent. She turns back to me and says, you connected to a past life in that moment. And I was like, and everything like folded perfectly around. unfolded it.
Freaking nuts. It's so crazy. We have a lot of other stories too, like kind of tie into this, but also separate stories too. So we're gonna give you a lot more Halloween scary stories and a lot more Halloween just spiritual stories.
So that was our number one. I think the next week should be, well, we should do it in order.
We should.
Of the scary events. I think we have 3 main scary stories that have really happened to us.
Yeah.
The next one will be in Paris at the catacombs.
That one, I can't even think about it right now because we have evidence. We have a picture we have to show you. Come back and watch that one. It's scary. Well, we hope you like this one though. Give it a like and a thumbs up.
Subscribe if you're not.
Make sure you subscribe because we love you.
Love you guys.
We love hanging out with you. And we're also going to be on Radar, don't forget, every day in October because we're doing VLOGtober. So RadarTv is the app and we're going to live stream for at least an hour a day just so we can try to vlog every day. Yeah, an hour a day. Done. All right, we love you guys.
Love you guys.
Mwah.
And happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween month. You know?
I don't think I've ever seen a challenge where one of them has gotten it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think every time they've done this challenge, everyone's failed.
Let's try to win. Let's try to win this challenge. Let's try to be that couple that knows every inch of that person's body.
Let's do it. I'm ready. I'm pumped. I'm ready. Okay.